yogis, welcome to your Maya flow. Meet me in the middle. Today's flow, we are working with Shiva. And Shiva is a deity, a god. He is one that you may have heard of. And he is the being that is in ultimate and divine harmony with the Shakti that resides within us. Shiva is the masculine, and Shiva meets with Shakti each day in each action that we take. And our aim, or one of our efforts, is to find that Shiva and that Shakti, to connect to that masculine and that feminine, and to bring the element of each to each thing that we do. Today's practice will begin in a comfortable seat, so feel free to join me in a Sukhasana. There are no props required today. You are all that you need. If you feel more comfortable elevated, then feel free to take a bolster or a block beneath the sit bones. Otherwise, from your Sukhasana, we'll be finding a mudra today, and the mudra is our Shiva Linga mudra. And to take our Shiva Linga mudra, to begin finding this connection to this masculine of Shiva within us, we take our left side, which is our feminine side, and we find her cradled, open palmed at the belly, and allow the outer blade of the hand to just nestle into the navel. She creates a cup type shape, and she is the seat for our Shiva. She supports our Shiva. Our right side, our masculine side, we create a thumbs up type shape with each of our elements activated, and they're activated via the four fingers tucked in and connected to the palm. And that thumb, the element of fire, the Agni within us, is left and remains elevated, exposed, ignited. And this mudra that we take, this Shiva Linga mudra, is to elevate and to ignite that fiery masculine within us, noticing that it requires the support, and it is not ignited alone. It requires that supportive Shakti, that seat of Shakti. So as you sit in your seat of Shakti, your base connected to the ground, the earth, or maybe your prop today, know that we're looking to channel and ignite via your central column that Shiva, that headstrong, powerful, fiery element within you, that drive, that determination, and ultimately destruction. And as you close down the eyes and settle into your Shiva Linga mudra, I want you to begin connecting to your breath. And as you inhale through the nose, we mirror and match the exhale out of the nose. Yogis, continuing with your long, slow drawing inhale through the nose. Allowing that long, slow releasing exhale to leave the nostrils and allow it to be evenly matched. And as you settle your Shiva into your seat of Shakti, then you acknowledge that even and equal inhalation and exhalation, we notice the balance. We notice the harmony. And that inhale and exhale is symbolic of that creation and destruction that takes place within us and that takes place all around us. Continuing with your breath, I'll introduce you to our quote today by Amish Tripathi. And the quote reads, "Creation and destruction are two ends of the same moment, and everything between the creation and the next destruction is the journey of life." Yogi's taking your final breath in your seat. We inhale and acknowledge creation. And as you release the breath, we exhale and acknowledge destruction. Two ends of the same moment. Meet me in the middle as we partake in the journey of life. And gently blink open the eyes, releasing that Shiva Linga mudra, releasing that connection as we find our hands in prayer meeting in the middle. And each time we take our Anjali mudra, note that this is symbolic of that balance and that harmony where we meet in the middle. Yogis, let's create and destruct together. Roll over the knees. Release the big toes together to meet in the middle. And if you have socks on or a jumper on, feel free to release those now. Is what comes from creation and destruction. And the byproduct is heat. So if you're feeling a little chilly today, tonight, don't worry, you won't be for too long. Yogis, let's flow. From your big toes connected, met in the middle, allow your knees to spread wide, and let's take the palms and the fingertips to connect to the mat as you slowly take a walk down that central line, that line in the middle. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, bow down the belly, the heart, and the chin to the mat. And slowly take a walk up and find that seat. Allowing the spine to be tall. We'll find that Anjali Mudra in the center, in your middle once more. We'll take it to the sky. And as you release the prayer, release the palms and the fingertips and draw down nice and wide as you cactus the arms. Round it out and draw back into center, find your prayer and take your walk once more. And each time you walk that line in the middle, we find ourselves folding forwards into our child's pose, the beginning in creation. Drawing back to your seat, find the hands in prayer and take it to the sky. As you open and release and find those cactus arms, feel that fiery opening of your belly, your chest and your throat. Yogis will take this just once more, finding this gentle increase and stoking of your fire, your Agni, and folding through center, just the one breath. And take a walk and find a rise, find your seat, that seat of Shiva, that beginning, that creation, to connect to destruction, take it to the sky. Open it up and find that seat in your cactus and take a pause here. And this time we come back to those thumbs. We come back to that Agni, creating the fist, the thumbs up, connecting the thumbs to your shoulders. Round out and draw in and find the elbows connecting in that midline in center. Yogis, we're going to take a spiraling action now as you roll the elbows in, roll the tops of the hands, the knuckles inwards, and lead with the elbows now as you take the elbows to the sky. Open up through center, and we're going to find that circle action, creating a full circle with the elbows as you draw around, opening through the back of the heart. Inhale, find the spine long and take the elbows to the sky, and then open through your chest, your heart, your throat as you draw that circle behind you with the elbows. Take a few rounds here now and feel that connection to your breath. Exhale as you draw forwards. And inhale as you sweep the sky, maybe inviting the neck into play now. As you draw down, round out through the whole back body, the back of the neck. Inhale and take the gaze with you. Exhale, release through center. Take it once more. And so beautiful. And backs of the hands to connect as you release. And find that new midline now with the backs of the hands connected. Inhale, sweep the sky. Those same beautiful big circles, but now using the entirety of your being, your arms, your hands, your shoulders, your chest, your back, rounding out backs of hands to connect. Inhale, sweep the sky. As you find these beautiful big sweeping circles with the arms, the rib cage partakes, your heart partakes. Find the tilting of the pelvis as you pull forwards. And as you circle to the back of the room, rounding out now through the back of the rib cage in your low back. Creation and destruction, these cycles, these circles, just like the circles we take with our arms, our hands, our chest, our body. Hands in prayer at your heart center. And finding that connection to Shiva in you as you roll over your hands, your knees, that fieriness as we meet in not just the middle, but find a connection now to your middle. And finding tabletop, knees beneath the hips, and the tops of the feet connected to your mat, your palms, your fingertips connected to the mat. Take an inhale and drape the belly, finding that bowing down, that hammocking of your core, your belly. And let's slowly round out and draw inwards, drawing the chin into the chest, opening the back, the low back, the mid back. And finding space between the rib cage, finding that beautiful big arch of your cat pose. Inhale and sweep down to connect to that cow pose, sinking the belly. Let's take 2 more rounds. Sinking the postures in with your breath. Inhale. Exhale, draw the chin in towards chest. And find that neutral spine, yogis. Let's tuck the toes and find a hover, releasing the knees from the mat. And then slowly ripple back to find a floating child's and take the hips to the sky. Your first down dog, take a pedal out with the heels rocking and swaying side to side as you load into the left leg. And then switch it to load into the right. And that pedal settling into a seat as you embed the heels into the earth. Take a ripple as you rise from the heels. Feel that flow of energy channel through your spine as you find plank pose. Let's slowly draw back to a floating child's as you find that tabletop type shape with the knees hovering. Keep the hips nice and low as they're going to want to pop and rise. And then take it all the way back into that floating child's and then hips to the sky. One breath as you sink into the heels. Inhale, ripple through center, your plank pose. Our 3 postures we take here. Drawing back, floating table. Stay for just a moment. Draw all the way back, your floating child's. And take it to the sky, your down dog. And then we begin again, noticing that flow as you work with your breath, releasing the holds and finding a sinking and a union of these postures. Down dog, your plank pose, your floating table, your transition to draw you back to that floating child's. And when we flow through with our breath, yogis, and we work through these postures, notice the cyclical nature of this gentle little warm-up flow. We'll take 2 more rounds to really embody and embrace the energy that these postures provide us. Noticing there is no real ending or beginning. And final flow, drawing back via your table. And find child's and down dog. Settle in with one exhale. Yogis gazing between the hands. Let's take a slow walk as you find the balls of the feet meeting the mat, one step at a time. To the top of your mat, feet still shoulder width apart, sliding the palms up your shins. Take a halfway lift. And that beautiful long spine, allowing the sit bones to draw towards the back of the room. Roll it down, take a deep bend in the knees, hands to the backs of the calves and round out through the back body. And let's release the calves, release the hands, hang them heavy and unravel the spine to draw to rise. And take a roll of the shoulders. And we'll meet back in prayer. Yogis, just as we did in our seat, we'll take those 2 simple little arm flows to begin and find that union. From hands in prayer, we take it to the sky. Open it up and take a release as you find your cactus with the exhale. Beautiful. Drawing in, rounding out through the back body. Feel that spaciousness through the back of your ribs, your shoulder blades. Take it to the sky. Take your gaze with you. And cactus, we release. Once more here, drawing in, rounding out. Take your time. Feeling into the slow flow nature here. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we release. Inhale, draw it in. Inhale, draw to rise. And this time as you open up and find that cactus, we come back to connect to the fists of Shiva, finding your Agni elevated. Thumbs to connect once more. Now that we're standing, as you draw in and round out, I want you to incorporate the hips, the knees into this as you open through the entire back body. Squatting down, finding the beginnings of your Shiva Squat, your peak posture today. Roll it in, take your big circles and cycles as we take a gentle back bend here. And finding those beautiful big cycles, now using your entire body, drawing through center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sinking through your yogic squat. And take it to the sky. Exhale. Once more here, inhale, rise. And this time as you find the release and draw through center, we'll find the elbows to meet. Take your standing posture, release the backs of the hands, and take a sweep of the sky. Exhale, reverse swan dive as you fold and fall. And we draw through those beautiful big cycles and circles via your Utkatasana, taking that rotation, the backs of the hands meet and take the sky. Sinking it in with your breath, exhale, sweep the mat, Utkatasana, backs of hands to connect. We rise. Let's take this twice more, reverse swan dive. Bringing in every cell of the body here to contribute to this ending, beginning, these beautiful big circular moves, cyclical moves in your flow to begin today. Yogis, as we create and destruct together and slowly find ourselves sweeping the mat, let's meet in our Utkatasana. And settle in now to your seat. Inhale, draw to rise, back bend. And this time open the palms to the sky. So it's an external rotation of the shoulders as you sweep through and find a humble bow. And floating for a moment and find the knees deeply bent, the palms down in alignment with the spine. And from here we draw through center and find that Anjali Mudra, that prayer. Sink once more. Inhale, draw to rise. Finding lots of warmth in the legs now, lots of fire as you build that Agni. Feel into the increase in temperature through the legs, the big meaty muscles. Exhale, draw it back into your heart center. Settle into stillness for a moment. And as you feel into your balance between the prayer, balance between your left leg and your right, balance between your front body and your back body, all of your body, all of your being, meeting in the middle on the mat today. And Yogi's introducing you to your peak posture today, your Shiva Squat. We're going to be heading straight in via one warm-up flow, and we'll feel into that energy as we begin with our breath. From hands in prayer, we slowly bring it back down to that Utkatasana seat we found just a moment ago. And as you inhale and back it off just a little, you're going to be rocking the weight into the right leg and finding a lightness through the left toes. Send the left toes towards the back of the room, and you'll be finding a Dikasana, a warrior three. As you inhale, your warrior three draws to rise, and we'll take an Apanasana, all hands free, all trusting that balance, that equilibrium. As you draw the right knee to, or left knee to rise, we'll slowly slide it on back to that Dikasana once more. Soft bend in that right knee as you send the left toes to the back of the room. And this time as you draw that left knee in, rather than draw to rise through that center line, you're going to take it across the body. Foot stays in float. We drop down into that squat. Falling out and coming straight back in. Inhale, take it back into that Dikasana. And this time set it up at the back of the mat. Should be feeling lots of fire already through that right glute. And pouring it forwards, shoot the hands out in front. And find a long line now from the fingertips to the toes. And that external rotation with the shoulders we found earlier, we find once more and sweep to the back, now finding that long line from the heel through the crown. Inhale, sweep the sky, find your prayer. Exhale, sinking down into that high lunge, and we'll take a gentle back bend. The cactus arms we found earlier we connect back to, and that beautiful cycle of the upper body. Inhale, take the sky. Exhale, cactusing down in your lunge, opening through the heart and coming down from your cactus to connect to that Shiva Mudra. As you round out and draw down, left palm opens and finds the Shakti, right palm finds the Shiva. Sinking into your seat for one more breath. Release and throw it to the sky. Hands to frame that right foot. Drop all the way down into that left knee. Let's release and find a little rocking action to release that right hip. Heaps of warmth and fire straight up today. As you take your little rock and roll, feel free to take some circles as you find that hip working its way through its release, and any action that feels good for that right side, releasing the glutes. Let's take this release to open a little more. Tuck the toes, plant the fingertips. Release out of that left knee and sweep the right to the sky, opening up and finding a three-legged dog, a scorpion, as you allow that right knee to draw to the sky and the heel to hang. Some beautiful big circles here now. Cracks and pops in my hips. I hope you're getting some too. So beautiful. And find yourself centered and squared. Right toes reaching towards the back of the room for your three leg. And slowly take the heel in towards the sit bones as you round out and draw in, and we'll set that right foot back up, top of the mat, and sink it nice and low. Left toes to meet. Slowly unravel the spine as you draw back to rise. Take a roll of the shoulders. And palms are open. And we begin once more in the middle. This ending and beginning. Hands into prayer. Yogis will begin finding a little more rhythmical nature here as we draw to the other side. Creation and destruction, finding that middle line. Inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms and open. Find the fists and the fire, connect to the shoulders. Draw forwards, round out. Just the once now, roll in. Take it overhead. Exhale. Inhale, draw in, backs of the hands meet. That internal rotation as you release the backs of the hands to the front of the room. Beautiful, big, full cycle and circle as you draw all the way through. Take a bend at the knees, round down that divers as you draw forwards to float. Sweeping the mat, inhale. Sink into your seat, Utkatasana. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend, find prayer. Exhale, sink it back down. And this time as you draw to rise, we're going to take the weight to the left, right knee draws in. Exhale, shoot it back, your Dikasana, find your balance, your warrior three. Staying nice and soft through that left knee this time. Right toes to the back of the room and keep the gaze down to protect the neck. Let's draw it back in sweeping right knee all the way to stand as it draws into the chest, floating your Apanasana. I've realized I cannot look across at the screen and I need to stay focused. Let's take it back, soft bend left knee, Dikasana, one moment. Sitting down into your Shiva Squat as you draw that right knee across the body, maybe connecting down to float into that left calf. And then shoot it back, Dikasana. So beautiful. Sink it down to the back of the mat. Allow that right foot to meet as you find your low lunge. As we pour forwards in your prayer, that long line from the heel, shoot the hands forwards. Your Anjali Mudra reaches and extends. Open it up. Beautiful big long line from the toes all the way through to the fingertips. Sweep it back, palms down, that humble bow. Inhale, sweeping the sky, draw to rise. Find that prayer as you find that gentle back bend. Beautiful. As you exhale, cactus the arms, sinking down into that lunge. Open through the heart. Take your fists, your thumbs to the shoulders. Draw forwards, elbows to connect. Internal rotation. Open it up. Nice big circle and cycle. Exhale, sweep it through center. And throwing it to the sky. And then hands to plant. And let's drop into that right knee now. Release the toes and find a little rock and roll through that left side. Opening up that left hip and taking whatever you need, maybe rolling to the outer blade of that left knee, rocking forwards and backwards, pulsing through the pelvis, releasing through the low back. Let's plant the hands, tuck the toes, sweep the lefty to the sky and open up your three-legged dog. Find your scorpion and take your circles. There it is. Nice, beautiful, big crack in the hips. Square it off. Let's draw through center, yogis, all the way, nice and slowly, planting that left foot top of the mat. Right foot to meet. Unravel the spine and come back to stand. And take a roll of the shoulders. And let's put it together with our beautiful big opening flow. Hands in prayer. Inhale, take it to the sky. Cactus the arms, exhale. And find Shiva fists. Draw it in, rounding out through the back body. Internal rotation, backs of the hands to the meat, right. And take your sweep. Rolling through center, your seat, Utkatasana. Right knee to rise. Upanasana. Slowly shoot it back. Hands into prayer. Your Dikasana. Keeping those hands in prayer this time as you draw forwards and take that Upanasana. And send the right toes back, sinking nice and low. And from that Dikasana this time, we find that Shiva Squat, taking the right knee across the body, sinking down, keeping those right toes floating. If your balance is off today, feel free to touch down the top of the foot for a moment. Otherwise, we send it straight back, plant the foot, and take the prayer to the sky. Allow the spine to elongate. Exhale, soften into your lunge as you open through that cactus. Take those cycles once more. Shiva connecting, Agni released. Draw forwards, round it out. Internal rotation. And take the cycle. Send the hands to the back of the room. Beautiful big sweep here. Extend and find your humble bow. Inhale, take it to the sky. And find your prayer as you draw down. We'll take that rotation and open the left palm as you sink down just for a breath to connect back to that Shiva Linga mudra. Release them, throw it forwards and plant your hands. This time, yogis, as you shoot that left foot all the way back, we find that rhythmical flow we found at the beginning of your practice today from your plank pose. We slowly slide it on back through your tabletop. Find your floating child's hips to the sky. Down dog, your transition as you pour through plank. And twice more with those cycles, slowly drawing back. Tabletop, your transition. Floating child's, your down dog. Take your ripple as you inhale and pour through plank. One final time. Inhale, take the hips to the sky. And this time as you exhale and find that plank, let's drop the knees. Have the hands stacked beneath the shoulders here as you release the toes, and we'll take our first knees, chest, chin. Bending at the elbows, slowly inviting the chest and the chin, the hips stay nice and high. Ripple through center and find your baby cobra. Stay in your baby cobra or press into the mat. And we'll release up to find a slightly deeper cobra, opening up through that front body. And wherever you are, if you're in your cobra or your baby cobra, take a gentle little rock and roll here now. Across the hips and finding a release through the belly. And some reprieve for the back. And pressing into the hands, yogis, the tops of the feet as you draw all the way back to a full balasana now, sinking down into the heels. And stay for 3 breaths. Yogis, you've taken 1 full cycle through that right side. Let's take that to the left now. And from your child's pose, let's draw through tabletop where it all begun. And tuck the toes. And find that hover and that moment in your tabletop. We'll draw back into your floating child's hips to the sky and take this time a soft bend in the knees. Step up or jump all the way top of the mat. Unravel the spine. Roll the shoulders and continue sweeping action to find that Anjali Mudra, hands in prayer. Inhale, take it to the sky. And yogis, you know where you're going here. Now cactus the arms and open. Connect to Shiva. Agni elevated. Round it out. Inviting the whole body here. Internal rotation. Elbows to the sky. Exhale. Find that sweep sinking down into your seat. As you draw forwards and rotate, the backs of the hands meet and you take the backs of the hands together. Fingertips to the sky. And that beautiful big cycle to the back of the room, sweeping through the mat. Find your Utkatasana. Arms extended, pinkies rolled in. Find your squat. As you inhale and take the rise, gentle back bend. Find the hands back in Anjali Mudra, hands in prayer at heart center. And this time we take the weight to rock to the right side, left knee into chest. Send it back. Your Dikasana. Inhale, sweep and rise. Your Upanasana. Send it back, your Dikasana. Squatting down, Shiva Squat. That left knee tucks into the back of the right. And take it back, your Dikasana. Left toes to meet the mat as you find your high lunge. Create space. Exhale, sink it down. As you pour it forwards, take the tilt of the pelvis. Extend the arms and open to create space between the palms. Long line of energy. Sweep the sky. And find that humble exhale, pour forwards. Heel to the crown. Inhale, draw to rise. And backing it off just slightly. And find that elevation and that beautiful long line. And as you exhale and draw down to cactus, we sink into that lunge. And find that connection to your Shiva once more. Elbows draw forwards. Internal rotation, shoot it to the sky. Exhale your cycle, your circle. And come back and connect and find that Shiva Mudra. And throw it forwards, releasing the fire and frame the right foot. And this time, yogis, as you step it back with that right, we're drawing straight back into those 3 circles. Slowly slide it on back, floating table, floating child's, hips to the sky, your down dog. We take 3 cycles here. Inhale. Sink it back, exhale. Inhale, hips to the sky. Exhale for your flow. Once more. Inhale, tables. Exhale, chairs. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, your plank. Drop the knees. Release the toes. Draw it back, your Balasana. So beautiful. Finding a little extra pace now. We're taking 2 full rounds, yogis, as you stay for just a moment here in your child's. Deep inhale and exhale. Surrendering down and preparing for these 2 beautiful big cycles. Inhale, draw to rise. Tuck the toes. Find your hover. Shoot it back. Hips to the sky. Soft bend in the knees. Step up or jump top of the mat. Unravel the spine to rise. Roll the shoulders. Sweep the sky. And find your prayer. Exhale in center. Inhale, Anjali to the sky. Exhale, cactus the arms. Include the whole body, soft knees. Find your Agni. Roll it forwards, opening back body. Elbows roll in. Hands open to the sky. Sweep through center, your Utkatasana, connecting to the mat. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, rise, back bend. And draw the hands into prayer as you rock it into the left foot. Right knee draws to rise. Dikasana on the exhale. Staying only for the breath now. Inhale, we rise up in asana. Exhale, Dikasana. Drawing that right knee across the body, finding that Shiva Squat, and shoot it back. Toes connect. Long line. So beautiful. Sink it down. Take that tilting of the pelvis and shoot the hands forward. Diagonal from the heel all the way to the fingertips. Inhale, open it up. Ball of energy between the hands, that middle point between your left and your right. Exhale, big sweep as you take your humble bow. Beautiful. Inhale, open it up. Find that prayer. Cactus the arms as you sink. Shiva to connect. Draw through, round it out. Elbows to connect. Backs of the hands to connect. Take it all the way overhead. And as you draw through center, left hand into the belly, right hand into your Agni. Shoot it forwards, releasing it, and then frame the left. Let's send that lefty back, plank pose. 3 rounds here, slowly sliding on back. Your table, your child's hips to the sky. Sweep it back twice more, yogis. Beautiful, big, rhythmical nature here. No real endings or beginnings. All part of one and the same. This time as you draw back and find that down dog. Soft bend in the knees. Step up or jump top of the mat. Unravel the spine to rise. So beautiful. Open it up. Find your cactus. And find your thumbs to your shoulders. Soften through the knees. Include the whole body here. Open it up. Throw it to the sky. Take your sweep and sink into your seat. Utkatasana. Soften with the exhale. Inhale, back bend. And find your prayer. Sink back into your seat with hands in prayer. And we'll take the weight into the right. Left knee rises. Finding those toes light. And take your Dikasana. Sweeping through left knee into the chest. Exhale, pour it forwards, your Dikasana. Crossing the body as you sink into your seat for your Shiva. And shoot it back, Dikasana. Left toes meet the mat, we rise. Creating some length through the spine. Your exhale sinks you into the hips. Take your tilt of the pelvis. Extend and take that reach, finding space between the hands. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, take your humble bow, palms down. Inhale and find the prayer. We draw down into that cactus. Find the Agni. Take your cycle, pour forwards. Elbows to connect, backs of hands to connect. Inhale, rise. Full cycle and release. Deep squat as you draw down. Your Shiva mudra. Settle into the seat. One breath. Release him and frame the right. Shoot it back. and take your 3 cycles to close out your flow today. Is it an ending? Is it a beginning? Have you worked through creation or destruction? Creating new energy, destructing old thought patterns, feelings, sensations. One final round. And this time as you draw back through center and find that down dog and take a pedal with the heels and really embed and plant those heels into the mat. Let's take that slow ripple to your plank. Drop the knees and find that knees, chest, chin as you release the toes, slowly lowering down. Ripple through center, that baby cobra, inviting that contraction to the back body, press into the hands, open up full cobra. And that little rock and roll we found earlier here, come back and connect. Releasing the belly, releasing the back. So beautiful. Settle into center and slowly release the belly to the mat. We'll create a pillow for the head, releasing the head upon the hands. Yogis, when we begin our practice each day, the energy we arrive with upon the mat, we go through a process as we find our postures, meeting in the middle, destructing energy we arrived with, chewing through, burning it up, and using that agni, that fire, to release, to practice letting go. In the process, we surrender and we create space and we create the opportunity to begin again. Yogi, slowly rise the gaze and take a roll to your back body as you make any adjustments you need to find yourself back within the 4 corners of your mat, your heels nice and wide. Let's slowly draw that right knee into your chest, Upanasana here now in your supine position, feeling completely supported. No need now to focus on that standing balance. Notice the need to still balance between front body, back body, left side, right side. There's always going to be a balance. Whether it's a literal standing balance or whether you are supported, life is a constant balance. Release that right knee. And draw the lefty in. Take that beautiful big hug and squeeze now here. And stay for 3 breaths. And the trick is always in our balance, finding that middle ground. And it's always that playfulness between pouring ourselves forward and holding ourselves back, and that line that we dance, and the seat that we take, somewhere in the middle. Slowly release the left, extending the leg, and release the hands beside you.
Release the fingertips. Release the breath. Release your body and allow it to be supported by the mat. And as you settle into your Savasana, we surrender and let go. And if you're practicing at home and you have extra time, please hit pause now and stay for as long as you please.
Yogis, when you feel ready, and take a roll to your favorite side and slowly draw to rise to meet me in your seat. And once you have found your way back, keeping the eyes soft, find the left palm open at the belly and creating a cup container to hold your right, to find your fist and allow your agni to release. Allow the right fist to nestle into that left palm, supported by that beautiful, soft, feminine Shakti energy. We find our Shiva. We find him elevated, strong, ignited. Your Shiva Linga mudra. And yogis, we come to this mudra anytime we need to really find that balance and find the strength that resides within us. That masculine doing energy, that sun energy, that fire energy. Know that when you come to find this seat, the seat of your breath, the seat of your posture, the seat of Shiva, it's always in a supported way. It's always in balance. It's always a point and a place of meeting in that middle ground. And as you meet me in the middle, and we close down the eyes and draw the chin into the chest, we come back to our quote. Creation and destruction are two ends of the same moment. And everything between the creation and the next destruction is the journey of life. Yogi, slowly draw the chin to rise and release your Shiva Linga and find that prayer, that middle point, balance and harmony. Yogis, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful, strong, fiery seat of Shiva that resides within you today. And my wish and my hope is that you take that with you off the mat to find yourself centered, to find yourself in balance, to find yourself in harmony. Namaste.